Hello, my name is Ash, a counselor in training. This is my Relatable study podcast for individuals who need help studying for their NCE, CPCE, and other related counseling exams. I'm going to go through many questions from multiple resources and make the answers relatable to both you and me. So get your listening ears on and let's get studying. Another career theorist who drew upon psychoanalytic doctrines was A. Brill. Brill emphasized blank as an ego defense mechanism: A. Subliminal, B. Sublimation, C. Repression, D. Rationalization. The answer is B, sublimation. Brill emphasized sublimation as an ego defense mechanism. Sublimation is a mature defense mechanism that help individuals deal with unwanted impulses, and it occurs when individuals express unacceptable needs in a society acceptable manner. For example, individuals who like to cut things up may pursue a career as a surgeon or as a butcher. What is overt behavior? Overt behavior are observable actions and or responses that can be directly measured and observable. For example, the act of talking is a clear example of overt behavior, and it can be easily observed and measured in regards to volume, tone, and speech. And walking is a visible action that involves the body movement from one location to another one, and it can be observed and qualified of the distance and speed. A client sought counseling because of his suicidal ideations. He has no plans to attempt suicide and mentions the possibility of medications. How should a counselor manage his suicide risk? A. Establish a no suicide contract. B. The nature of therapy. C. The risks therapy involving sensitive topics. D. Professional boundaries. The answer is A. Establishing a no suicide contract is how a counselor can manage their client's suicide risk. Even though the client has no plan to attempt suicide and mentions the possibility of medications, the best way for a counselor to help this individual with their suicide ideations is establishing a no suicide contract. There are some cases where the suicide contract is in the best benefit of the client, but in other cases, it is not suitable for these clients. A no suicide contract is where the clients are asked to sign an agreement not to commit suicide. For individuals who may fear that they may harm themselves, I would recommend doing more research on suicide contracts to better help your understanding and how and when it is appropriate to establish those. What is a panic attack? A panic attack is a sudden episode of intense fear that is accompanied by physical symptoms, and it is triggered even though there is no real danger or apparent cause. When panic attacks occur, individuals may feel like they are dying, having a heart attack, or losing control. Some physical symptoms include rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, nausea, spinning, shaking, and even dizziness. Refer to the DSM-5-TR for more information regarding panic attacks. I know two good examples of panic attacks via media, such as Alexis and Kate, where Kate has a panic attack at her job, and the other one is a childhood show on Nickelodeon where the main character is having a panic attack, is not responding to anybody. I would recommend looking up examples of panic attacks within media because some of these are really accurate towards this diagnosis. A client who becomes a professional football player because he unconsciously likes to hurt people would be utilizing blank according to Brill's theory of career choice. A. Subliminal, B. Sublimation, C. Suppression, D. Interjection. The answer is B, sublimation. A client who becomes a football player because he unconsciously likes to hurt people would be utilizing sublimation according to Brill's theory of career choice. Sublimation occurs when an individual expresses unacceptable needs, such as hurting people, and turning it into something he likes, such as becoming a professional football player. That is all 5 questions for this episode. Thank you for listening. Keep calm and study on.